All right, for those who don't know me, I'm Joyce Melvin. I'm the EMS contact for the libraries. I'm also the Interlibrary Loan and the Reserves Manager. EMS, for those who don't know, is the platform that we use to reserve study rooms for the rooms in the Commons and the rooms on the second floor throughout Love Library. Recently, we've had an upgrade to the software that just happened this weekend. Fortunately, it hasn't made a lot of changes. The processes are still basically the same, but the look is different and people seem to like the look, which is good to know. I'm going to be going over 4 things. One is our policies for study rooms, how to schedule those reservations online, how to do walk-up scheduling, and what to do with unattended rooms or no-shows. So to go over our policies. Study rooms are intended for UNL students predominantly. They can use them for group study sessions, working on assignments, working on projects, or for interest groups. The group, it has to be a group, 2 or more people. Reservations can be made for up to 2 hours per day and up to 2 weeks in advance. Rooms that aren't claimed within the first 15 minutes of the reservation may see that reservation canceled. Reservations for non-students, faculty, staff, community users, same rules apply, up to 2 hours a day, for groups of 2 or more, up to 2 weeks in advance. However, those reservations need to be approved by staff. And those need to be done by just a select group of people. Those people are Regina, Mike Stratman, Anna Wigtail, myself, and Michael Manley. Just contact one of us or the Love South User Services Desk to get that straightened out. If a student wants to do a reservation online, that's what we recommend. We also strongly recommend that they do them ahead of time, especially once classes get going. We discovered last spring that those study rooms are in high demand. And it's very unusual for a room to be free when they just walk into the building and say, I want a study room. So we always want them to do it ahead of time if they can. We have a new quick link to go to the reservation system. It's go.unl.edu/schedule it. Once you go to that website, it takes you to a My UNL login screen. You just put, the student just puts in their credentials. It will give them a list of locations. The Love Library study rooms are listed as Love Library Hall Commons Study Room Reservation. It will show up towards the top of the list. Just click the Book Now button next to it, and that will bring up the page for additional information about the reservation. From there, you just select your date, time, and number of people in the group, and hit the search button, the little magnifying glass, and it will pull up a list of rooms that meet the criteria. From there, the rooms that best fit the criteria will appear first. So if you are looking for a room to fit 10 people, those rooms will appear towards the top of the list. Smaller rooms will appear down below. To select your room, just click the little plus button right next to the room and hit Next Step. From that page, they will enter the event name and their name. Of course, that probably was already filled in. And then create the reservation. That's all there is to it. They'll get a confirmation email to the email account associated with the request or with their account. And it will have all of that information in it as well. Now, sometimes people have some difficulty. Well, I'm going to talk about this first. Sorry. We've made some changes to walk-up scheduling in the Commons. We have tablets. We had some problems with the tablets. Now they look very different. On the left, you will see an image of a room that's freely available. That green box is a button, so if someone walked up to it and wanted to reserve it at that point, it would do that. And then they would have that room for the next hour. If the room is in use, you see the image on the right. The room is in use for the time period that it's in use for, and you can't then schedule that room for a reservation as a walk-up. It has to be done online. Let's see. For rooms where the reservee does not appear, like I said before, there is a 15-minute limit. If the demand for rooms is high, this is more likely to happen. So no one shows up for the room, we can cancel that reservation after 15 minutes. We do also see situations where people come in, drop off their materials, and then go somewhere else, an unattended room. For students, when you're doing head counts, that's your opportunity to see when those situations occur. Leave the anti-theft cards that Julie was talking about. We want people to be aware that just because they've left their stuff in a study room doesn't mean it's safe. If you notice that the room has been left with materials unattended for more than 15 minutes, tell a staff person or tell the CSO. Staff people, when you hear about these rooms, like Mike was saying, call UNLPD. They will know what to do next. We don't want to really get into the process of removing other people's stuff and inadvertently being claimed that, we took something inappropriately. So you don't want to get into that. If you run into any problems, you can contact the user services desk on first floor left south. Staff can also make reservations for students who have trouble logging in. The form looks a little different from what students use, but it's the same process. If a student can't see the Love Library reservation form, please forward me their name and their ID number, and we'll get it reported to be fixed. Oftentimes there are some permission issues with the account. And Pastor Tech might be able to fix those, but I'm not sure. And usually these don't happen when you guys are around. Sorry. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
When you go to a reservist study room or places to study, does that link now link you out to the schedule it?
Yes.
Okay. And I know before when we were showing students how to sign up for a room, you have to close out of that that window.
Yeah.
Do we still need to do that?
The system does tend to hang on to login information.
Okay.
So if a student walks up to a desk and says, I want to reserve a study room, open the website in a new browser. Not a different window of the same browser you happen to be using or a different tab. A completely new browser. So if you're using Chrome for your lit answers, open Firefox and go to the website tab. Because if you don't, they will go through the process of making that reservation, log out, close everything, and then the next person who has that same question will go to the website and it will be logged in as them. And there's a way to get out of that is a little bit of a mystery to me through Incognito, but the simplest way to avoid it is just open it in a new browser.
But you can use the incognito window and it works that way.
I think so.
Okay.
But just use a different browser. Anna?
Is the UNLPD aware that we're going to be calling them for materials left in rooms?
Yes.
We're going to be doing that on a regular basis.
No, they know. we work calling them more frequently. Okay. They're very aware. Yeah.
All right, that's what.
Other questions?
So you really, after 15 minutes, you want us to call the police?
If the materials are left unattended for 15 or more minutes.
Pretend you're in an airport.
Yeah. Other questions?